What in the world is going on here, guys? 1 minute the market's green. Now we're heavily in the red. In fact, we're pretty much in a straight up free fall. We have been at least for the past hour, 2 hours. So we have to break down the markets. What I'm seeing right now is currently about 1:45 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have all the indexes down in a pretty big way. So we got to break down what I'm seeing, charts, stocks, all that good stuff. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee. Make sure to get your 13 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit and your 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. Link down below. And by the way, guys, big announcement. I just started a second channel called Stas. I'm forgetting the name already. Stas Talks Money. It was Stas Talks Stocks initially, but I kind of wanted to do a channel where I'm going to break down more general finance topics, because the thing is with YouTube, you're kind of boxed in. Once you have a niche, once you have videos on a certain topic, if you try and go out of that topic, it screws up your entire channel. So I'm going to start, well, I already did start a second channel called Stas Talks Money. It's linked right down below. I'll pin it in the comment section as well. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot of content on there in the future. Right now, I'm planning on doing about 1 or 2 videos there a week, maybe 3 videos a week. But eventually in the future, long term, we're going to be doing more content. So make sure to subscribe. Again, Stas Talks Money, link down below. Thanks for sticking on throughout that, guys. And with that being said, let's dive into the video and break down what is going on now. So it's 1:45 p.m. on the East Coast. We still have about 2 hours left. And mind you, today's Friday. Markets are closed on Monday, so keep that in mind. We do have a short week next week, so people are scrambling right now, right? There's a lot of volume. Well, maybe not as much volume as there was a couple of days ago, but there's a decent amount of volume, and we have a down day. Nasdaq's down 1%, Russell 0.3% in the red, S&P down 0.6%, Dow's down 0.5%, and funny enough, the VIX is down 1.4%. And look at this, SPY touched 402. I have my alert set literally right at 402 and touched that point, which also was the high from earlier this week, and it failed like no other. Now we're at 393, guys, almost 392. So this thing is down $9-10 intraday, and you can see how hard that rejection was on the intraday chart. We double top pretty much at 401.50. We didn't even make it to 402, and now you can see the straight line drop that we saw. We're down about 2% from where we were earlier in the day, and that's on SPY. And when it comes to triple Q, guys, this thing's down even more. It is down from 303.75 earlier in the day. Now it's at, what is it, 296? It is down 2.5% from where it was earlier, and we have a clear rejection here on the 20-day chart at the highs from earlier this week and right by the 180 SMA on this time frame. So clear rejection by the Bears. Bears are now gaining steam, no doubt about it, gaining charge, heading into the last 2.5 hours of the day. And maybe this could be, I don't know. I mean, we got the jobs report. I don't know if it's really due to that or it's just crazy volatility, price action before a long weekend. Who really knows what it is? But earlier today, we got non-farm payrolls increasing by 315,000 last month, following a revised 526,000 advance in July. That came out today, like I said, from the Labor Department. And the unemployment rate unexpectedly rose to a 6-month high of 3.7%, the first increase since January as the participation rate climbed. And that's kind of a big talking point here for people that think that we're not in a recession. There's a lot of people that are like, we're not in a recession because of unemployment. The labor market is still looking pretty good, which I agree. That makes a lot of sense to me. Usually during recessions, unemployment rates 7, 8, 10%. I think in the great financial crisis, it was 8, 9, 10%, maybe a little bit more than that. So I understand that point for sure. Now we're starting to get the unemployment rate to creep up a little bit. It barely went up. I mean, barely went up, guys. But it did go up a little bit. And if this thing starts slipping, we get a 5% unemployment rate, 6%. Now we're talking a full force, head-on recession where we're losing a bunch of jobs, because there's the camp that's like, okay, we're looking at the traditional definition, 2 months or 2 quarters of GDP decline. That's a recession, which we got. And there's the other side of the camp that's like, all right, fine, we see that. We're going to ignore that traditional definition because the jobs market, the labor market rather, still looks good. Unemployment rate's still low. We're not in a recession. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. I agree. I see both sides of the coin, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really do believe these, the markets are interesting these days, and these next couple of weeks, months, they're going to be huge as we get into, the end of 22, wrapping up the year, heading into 2023. So what do you guys think? And in terms of some individual stocks today, guys, we have some movement. We have a lot of companies in the red, as you would expect, and as you would also maybe not expect, or if you watch the videos during red days, we talk about sometimes there are some stocks that you would think would go down on a red day, but somehow on a red day, they're magically green. A lot of these stocks include sometimes the meme stocks. AMC, for example, today's up. Sometimes GameStop is up on red days, funny enough. And today we have DWAC, which is, what's it called again? Digital World Acquisition Corp or something like that. This is up 7% on a day where you'd be like, for sure this company, this SPAC is going to go down. It's going up today, guys. It is up 7%. So overall, I'd say in the markets, it's a pretty boring day. I mean, yes, we have a lot of volatility. Well, I guess there's volatility in the overall markets, but with individual stocks, there's nothing crazy moving, at least in my personal watch list. We have Square down 4%, Shops down 4%. Maybe let's run through big tech. Apple's down 1.3. Okay, big sharp decline here on Apple intraday like we saw with Triple Q, right? Google is now down to 108. Bring it on, Google. If this thing comes down to 100, under 100, I will be buying more of Google. We have Meta today, which we got some news. Meta is partnering with Qualcomm. They're creating a new chipset for these new, I think, virtual reality glasses they're doing. Or actually, it's called, what's it called again? It's ER. What the heck is it called again? Something reality. I had notes on this earlier. I made a TikTok about it. Extended reality. That's what it's called. Extended reality. So they're going to be doing a partnership here moving forward. So I'm going to be watching these two stocks, although they're down on the day. Meta's down 3%, about to go under $160. We have Qualcomm at $128. This is down 1.2%. So that's an interesting partnership. What do you guys think about Qualcomm and Meta? I personally don't own Qualcomm. I do own Meta, and I'm liking it. At this point, I'm like, why not? We'll see how this ends up unfolding. Obviously, they're investing a ton of money into the metaverse, augmented reality, extended reality, or whatever the heck it was called. They're putting a lot of money into this. Let's see if it ends up paying off. I already told you guys, I have a good amount of money in Meta. This is one of my longer-term bets, so I guess I do have some skin in the game now for the metaverse. And it's not the only reason why I'm investing in Meta, but if it does pan out, if the metaverse does pan out, I have skin in the game. That's a big reason as to why. It's not the sole reason, but it's a decent reason why I have money in the stock. So let's see what else is moving. Not much else is moving here. Maybe let's take a look at oil. Crude oil is it's pretty flat as expected, I guess, considering it had a big bad couple of days in a row. I mean, it was at 98 a barrel, went all the way to 85 in just a couple of days, so it's down 11-12%. We got to watch it. If crude oil, like I've said before on this channel, if this breaks $85, we might get a leg down to about 80. If 80 ends up taking out, watch out below for crude oil, guys. That's all I have to say. And in terms of earnings, we didn't have any earnings today worth talking about. I guess last night we did. We had Lulu and Broadcom. We talked about them already. I guess let's see how the stocks are doing today. Lulu is at $313. It's up 6%. It's up almost $20 on the day. And it seems like we are seeing a bit of resistance on Lulu at the highs from the end of more like the middle of August. You guys can see it here. that is where Lulu ended up struggling today and back in the middle of August. So if we end up testing that point, probably not today, retesting that point, maybe not even next week in the short week, but in the short term, if Lulu does go up to retest 325, 330, that's going to be a spot worth watching for a breakout. And from what I remember, they had a pretty decent report. We talked about it in my last night video. Let's see here very quickly if we could pull it up. Yeah, they beat EPS and they beat revenue. 220 EPS versus $1.86. Revenue $1.9 billion versus 1.76. So they double beat, which you can't complain on a double beat, guys. And I think their guidance was above estimates. So they crushed it. The quarters in the future will probably be solid unless anything changes dramatically here with Lululemon. So I'm going to watch it this upcoming week, over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to put an alert at $325 a share. I don't know why I didn't do that last night, guys. So let's see what AVGO is doing. Broadcom reported last night. This is up barely 1.5%, but I guess being up 1.5% today, that is a pretty good sign. So those are two you got to watch. And let's talk about one more that I bought. And this is actually not a stock. It's not an ETF, nothing like that. It's actually a real estate investment trust. It is ticker symbol STAG. I bought more Stag Industrial. This was yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday I bought. And I think we're in the low 30s. I was about to say low 30s. I think in the 31s I bought more Stag yesterday. And I do, shameless plug, post all my buy, sells, call outs, a bunch of stuff on Patreon. If you guys are interested in that, that is linked right down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon and join. Now's the best time to join it, in the beginning of the month. And if you don't like it, you could always cancel it. So I'm buying more Stag. And I've mentioned this before, this real estate investment trust portfolio that I started in the beginning of 2022, it is outperforming my long-term portfolio, my regular long-term portfolio. It is outperforming it by, I think, a pretty big margin, guys. And in that real estate investment trust portfolio, I have Stag, which is this that I bought more of, and I averaged down on it. I think my average before was $40. I was down a decent amount on Stag, but now I brought it down to about 37 in that portfolio. And mind you, Stag's actually the smallest position in that portfolio. I have Vici Properties, VICI, which has completely crushed it this year. I was buying Vici in the mid-20s, 25, 6, 7. Now it hit 35. Now it's at 32. It pays a nice 5% dividend. Vici I have in that portfolio, and I have none other than Realty Income, which I was buying in the low 60s, mid 60s. And by the way, I'm reinvesting all these dividends. All of these pay nice dividends. And I think Stag's a monthly payer. Realty Income definitely is a monthly payer. And Vici pays quarterly. And to be honest, I don't really care whether it's monthly, quarterly, because I'm not living off this income right now. I'm just reinvesting it for the long term. And really, I just want real estate exposure in my portfolio. That is the way I'm doing it now. And in the future, I'm going to buy rental properties. I'm going to have a couple of houses, whatever. But as of now, like I've said before, I'm not in any real estate. I'm renting. I'm not in real estate. But in the future, I do plan on being in real estate. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Don't forget to get your 13 stocks from Moomoo and your 12 stocks from Webull. And feel free to subscribe to my new second channel, Stocks Talks Money. That's linked right down below. Subscribe. I'll be making videos there. Controversial topics will be talked about as well. It's not going to be just boring personal finance videos. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty on that channel, guys. We're going to ruffle some feathers. So make sure to subscribe, linked down below. Again, Stocks Talks Money. I'll catch you guys there. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.